Hey guys, this is my second take on the emblem editor on Rockstar Games Social Club. The first video on the topic was very basic, so if you need any beginner tips on how to use the editor, just click the link in the description. So why am I doing another video on this? Well, GTA 5 is about to get released and many new crews are founded on the Social Club in addition to the ones that came from Max Payne 3. So I thought I should make a more in-depth video for you guys. So let's go! First of all, you should have a basic idea of what your emblem should look like. Black and white, all colorful, cartoon style or photorealistic. It doesn't matter. Here you can see all three of my emblems which look quite similar. The idea was to create sexy girls with guns, since most players in Max Payne 3 were running and gunning with female characters. A lot of inspiration for me came from Soviet Agent's great emblems. Check out his work on the Gallant Psychos crew, link is in the description below. So I can recommend to check out other creative logos to get a feel for the possibilities of this editor. Also look at that one from Ivan Web Studios for the great crew, the Beer Barons. That's by far the best I've seen on the entire Social Club. Another great thing you can do is simply use templates, so just go and Google for pictures that you like and pick one that you want to see as your personal individual emblem and then put them right next to your editing window. If this is too tricky for you, then just use another simple technique. Install the great tool Aquasnap and activate its shake function. That way, if you hold your mouse button down on a window and shake your mouse, this window becomes transparent and always stays in the foreground. So you can do this with your template window and overlay it directly over your editing window, or you take the editing window and shake it. The window in the foreground will always be the one you can click on too. So actually it's better to take the editing window, so the emblem editor, shake it and put it on top of your template. Anyhow, it helps you getting the proportions of human beings and maybe also perspective of objectives right at the beginning if you're not sure of how to put objects together. Sometimes it also helps to do some work in Photoshop beforehand. Check out this one, Gonzo77190 made for Rastis. Obviously he took a template for this, so simply take this picture of Tupac and open it in Photoshop or GIMP. Then go to Filters, Artistic and Cutout. Then just play a little around with these values at the right side of the screen and then make it look slightly more abstract. And then you can see these different colors like shapes, and this gives you a better idea of how to use different geometric shapes in the Rockstar Games Social Club emblem editor. And you can do this with any picture you want to do as an emblem. When you actually start, I recommend you to set the background color to transparent or none, unless you want this whole square filled with color. Then you should create an individual background shape that gives your logo the real feel of an emblem you could really actually patch onto a leather jacket or something. I guess those emblems will be seen on the outfits of your multiplayer character in GTA 5, just like it was or is on Max Payne 3, so maybe your helmet or your jacket will be decorated with these. Anyhow, the background shape will always be your canvas to draw anything upon. Of course you can also break those boundaries if you wish. You can choose any shape and combine them. I'll just show you a quick one. Let's say you want to create a crosshair. Just take one big circle on black and duplicate it right away. Take the second circle, make it a little smaller and then change its color to white. Then duplicate the first black circle again, make it bigger and change it to red. Duplicate the black circle once again, resize it and make it a little bigger. Now you've got a big red circle with black outlines. Now add a rectangle and resize it so it is about as thick as the red inner circle you can see here. And then hold down Shift while you're turning or rotating your objects. This gives you a nice 45-degree angling of these objects. So once you've put your first rectangle there, you can always go and duplicate this one again and then put it right on the other side. So click center vertically, and then they're on the same level. And then duplicate this one again, angle it while holding down Shift to give a 90-degree angling, and then click center horizontally and move it to its destination. Duplicate this one again. So you get the point, it's just duplicating and simple geometry. So now you want to have those outlines for these rectangles. So go ahead and duplicate the red one and make it black then. Now you gotta just move it down right below the red one and then make it a little bigger. Of course you can't do it like that now because that would cross the red circle, so you've got to do 2 black rectangles for each red rectangle. And this is how quickly you're getting a really cool background image to draw any character or face or symbol upon. Here are some more examples of what you can do. You can work very minimalistic to get great results. When you're done, always lock those background layers, otherwise they're gonna get in your way later on. Let's do something practical. Here you can see the Punisher logo and a time lapse of the process when I created something similar like that. I didn't want it to look exactly like the original, instead I wanted it to look rather industrial than grungy, to make it fit in with the black-yellow background. This really is a simple but nonetheless great emblem everybody is going to recognize quickly. Also, I want to give you a few troubleshooting tips. The editor has quite a few bugs. Sometimes it starts changing colors of objects or suddenly moves them, or you can't change the size of shapes, or you can't type values into the layers palette anymore. Stuff like that happens quite frequently. I don't know why, but the best way is to save the emblem and reload the page. Then it works fine again. Also, if you reload an emblem you've created a few days ago or something, and objects that should be transparent are opaque, you just go down and scroll over them. So hover your mouse over these objects in the layers palette and they will appear normal again. So don't panic, just use this simple trick and everything will be fine again. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking me how to create fonts in this editor. If you already have a background color coming from a square or some other shape, just use it to your advantage. For example, if you're having this red square and you want to create the letter D, simply take a round and then take this semicircular shape and then rotate it 180 degrees, resize it as you wish, add a rectangle to it which is also the same color, and then give it the same size, push escape to remove these handlebars, and then duplicate the semicircular shape, make it red like your background color, move it on top and then resize it so it will make a perfectly fine D. Of course you can do this with any letter, so go ahead and duplicate the rectangle again, resize it as you wish. Then you can also go ahead and make the letter C. Therefore just duplicate the semicircular shape again, rotate it 180 degrees, or flip horizontally, which is much easier and saves you a lot of time. And then add the red shape again, and there you go. You might see where this is going. Now you might want to say, yeah, those are easy letters, I can do them all by myself. What about letters like K? They are much more difficult to do. So this also is just basic geometry. So you could take maybe a triangle and resize it a little bit and then fit it to the size of your rectangle, and this would make a great alternative K also. But you can add another rectangle and boom, there you go, that's a K. Doesn't look perfectly fine, so I'm gonna show you another way of creating a K. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete those triangles again and do this all with rectangles. So duplicate them, angle them maybe at 45 degrees, resize again, then duplicate this one, angle it or flip it vertically, and now you see that they are too long. And the simple solution for this is just take another rectangle in red or any background color that you have available, and then put them on top of these angled rectangles. Just move it on top in the layers palette, and there you go. That's a perfectly shaped word. Of course, this is a little big and it looks ridiculous, but usually you don't want to have that big of letters in your emblem. So if you're creating a smaller typo, this is no problem at all. And with a few more clicks, you can maybe create some alternative font for this. So go ahead and move this rectangle to the left, and boom, there you go, you've got a stencil style font. If you need some more inspiration for cool fonts or how letters could look like, just go to thefont.com and search for stencil fonts maybe. The most underestimated parts of an emblem, in my opinion, are shades, highlights and outlines. So if you want to create a simple bubble, for example, start off with a maybe bluish circle. Up to now nobody would say that's a bubble, so go ahead and take one of these crescent moon arc things. You can now place them at the bottom of this circle and then just go ahead and center it, not like that, but center it vertically, and then you can go ahead and change the color, maybe give it a darker blue or something like that, and change its opacity to make this effect a little more decent. Then you go ahead and duplicate this crescent moon thing and place it at the side of this bubble, make a white shape out of it, and there you go, you've got your fine highlight. But we're not done yet. You can create another little highlight by choosing one of these arc shapes. I recommend you my favorite object in this whole editor, which is this one. Just make it white, resize it as you wish, make it fit with the arc line of the circle at best, and then of course change its transparency. As you can see, this little object gives your circle or your bubble a lot more plasticity. So the final step will be to duplicate your original circle and put it to the bottom of your layers palette, and then give it a darker blue color. So you can see outlines don't always have to be black. Sometimes it looks a little bit exaggerated, so you can also choose a little bit darker colors of your basic colors, and this looks like a perfectly fine bubble if you're asking me. Of course, you can now go ahead and also reduce this opacity. The same goes for boobies or butts, as well as less important body parts, if you know what I mean. For instance, just take two of these crescent moon things I've just talked about and pair them. Angle them slightly, duplicate it, flip horizontally, and there you go. You see where this is going, and these were just a few clicks. So my second favorite object is this one. With that you can do great female shapes. Just resize it a little bit and then maybe flip it or change its directions wherever you want it to be, and you've almost got yourself a complete female torso with that. So go ahead and duplicate this one again, flip it horizontally, and then you can go ahead and add another little shape. For example, choose maybe this one for her tummy. Yeah, this makes a great belly button. Just rotate it like so and duplicate it, and this can also double as, you know, well, nipples, yeah. Feel free to exaggerate at this point, so actually this is just the comic style I prefer to do. Then you should go ahead and take some random shapes. Just take anything you can find to fill these outlines you have just created. So maybe go ahead and take one of these rectangles, give it a nice skin tone color, move it to the bottom of your outlines, and then resize it. Best thing to do is use the least shapes you can do and fill all parts of the body. So don't spam your layers palette with tons of layers. So boom, there you go. You've got yourself a perfectly fine, sexy female torso, and the rest is just secondary. For the finishing touch of your emblem, you should again save your work as new and then use a little trick that I've shown in the last video already. Hold Ctrl and scroll in with your mouse wheel. That way you can take a closer look on your emblem and move objects a little better. You'll be surprised how many little edges and spikes there actually are, but you shouldn't be bothered with this too much, since nobody's ever gonna see the emblem at this magnification. This last step is only useful to correct a few details, maybe to move this nose like I did here. The preview mode shows you the actual sizes your emblem is gonna be seen at, and you shouldn't bother about every little detail. And that's about it. All in all, this is just basic geometry. Of course you will still need a little fantasy and creativity, but I hope these tips and tricks will help you creating your own cool emblem. So, for all those who stayed till the end of the video, I have a little giveaway for you guys. I will give 2 crews one of these emblems for free and add the 4 letters of your crew's tag to it. All you gotta do is write your crew's name in the comment section and tell me why you want which of these emblems for your crew. Then I will pick among the most creative answers and write you a private message on YouTube with further details. Thanks for tuning in, and bye bye!